Awesome, we're on.
Yeah.
Good morning, happy Monday. It is Monday, isn't it, Junior?
It is Monday.
It is Monday, yeah. The mic's on.
We'll have to keep long, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on the mic as we're going, because last week we had a technical issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, good morning, happy Monday. How are you guys? We're scheduled to start at around 9ish. This morning we're a bit late this morning, but that's okay. You know, as I always think, is the right time and all that.
Yeah.
So we are here live in the lounge at Runcorn Station. Used to be first class lounge, now it's the community lounge. And hopefully, in a couple of minutes' time, that announcement may be stopping, hopefully. I have been asked for it to be turned out.
If you're at home sat down, you probably won't miss your train.
So it basically gives us, it's authentic at least, right? So we're sat in at Runcorn train station with the permission of Avanti West Coast, so thank you guys. And thank you also to Laura, the community champion here, and the station manager. And the rest of the team as well, because we got
there's a lot, Simon, Simon.
Very, very good guys, very good people here. And we every Monday morning, hopefully, then we broadcast live from the lounge here. This is Junior.
Hello.
I'm Nathan. If you don't know who we are, you do now, hopefully. And we're bringing you a bit of a mix for the next however long we're here. It could be an hour, it could be a couple hours, who knows. But we're going to bring you a bit of a mix. We've got some community stuff that's coming up, we've got some little life tips, we've got some quotes, some live music, bit of topical discussion. And also we're going to, we have different guests on each week. And today I thought it was important that we're getting under Junior's skin. Not in a negative sense, but find out a bit about Junior and his story and how we got here. So I thought it was a good opportunity. Coming up over the next few weeks, we have got some really, really good mixture of guests. And we try, with the guests, what we try and do is make it so we have a good variety of people who you may know and people who you might not know. From taxi drivers to Hollywood screenwriters. So we had Tim Firth on the other week, and coming up in the future we are hoping to have Pete Waterman on as well, Nathan Maguire, Paralympic champion or medalist at least, and he was an amazing guy. He came to do the talk at the men's group in Fruncham. And also we've got James Baum coming up soon. He is a historian and presenter, TV presenter. So we've got lots of different people coming up.
Don't forget to mention Louise Nolte.
Louise Nolte, of course.
A local hero, local legend.
Yeah.
Or legend.
Well, I really want to hear more about all those projects.
Yeah, definitely.
So a big part of what we're doing here is it's relatability. So with It's Good to Talk, one of the main missions is to try and stop the stigma around, dilute the stigma at least, around talking about our issues, mental health, thoughts, worries. And also not just talking about it, but then learning yourself, learning each other, lifting each other up. You know, these are big parts of what we're trying to do. So through this show that we do every Monday morning, then we're trying to further those goals really, and just help us to come together. One of the biggest needs that everyone I feel needs is that have that relatability. So as people, we don't tend to, especially men, but not just men, we tend to not reach out as much when you're going through tougher times, when you're worrying about your thoughts and your feelings. And sometimes it can help if you've got somebody on the other side of the screen, like here, talking about something that's gone on with them or the way that they feel or think. And then sometimes you can just click and, oh right, okay, it's not just me, you know, so that relatability. As we're going through the next, however long we're here, then we will be telling you little bits of information, like I said, about local things. So if you have anything that you want to share with people, whoever's watching, and you want people to know about the community events or groups you are helping with. Also, if you want to comment on anything that we're talking about, or just get in touch with us, please do, because that's what it's about. I've got my tablet here today, so hopefully any comments, I'll keep an eye on there, and then if you're commenting away, last week we had a comment saying your mic's off. Yeah, that was helpful. And
Classic.
Was it last week when I had the kids here as well?
Last week, the kids.
So it was a bit. So last week we had my kids here, And it was a bit, it was interesting at least, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was interesting, but that's the way
it
it is,
is.
isn't it?
Very,
it's life.
bring your kids to work there.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
I think my daughters, they'd be reluctant to come there 40 or 30, but don't say I told you that.
We have got, and I think we said, didn't we, at the beginning, that it would be nice as we're going through this at some point that we're going to end up with people coming in and having a brew and chattering in the background. When we've got our microphones sorted properly, at the moment we're still working on the rudimentary
we're still ironing out the technical glitches, aren't we?
So as we go through this, oh, here we are, look, got us up here. We've got us live on the screen here.
Oh, right.
Yeah, look. There you go.
Oh, brilliant.
Fantastic. Yeah, awesome. It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I've got the comments in there. So, guys, right, I thought I would kick off today. Is that announcement?
Is that now?
It's a little bit delayed.
All right, I was just going to say, like, your hands moving, but...
I know, it's like those old... back in the day, remember the TV, like a news section or something? They'd be on location. And then they'd be going, they'd finish what they're saying, and then the one in the studio would go, okay, and they didn't know when to talk, did they? Because it was like trying to make conversation. So, what's the quote of the day?
Oh yeah, the quote of the day. Well,
start with the quote of the day.
As we always start with the quote of the day. This one, I found this one this morning, and it's I'll tell you who it's by when I've read it. Lots of people might know it, and it goes like this: life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. Yeah. And that's by the late great John Lennon.
Who's that? I'm not sure. Yeah, I do.
A bloke from Liverpool, you know what I mean? Apparently he was good at something. Don't know what.
I don't know. Maybe music of some kind or something. But yeah, I like that one, and I think it's really, really apt, isn't it? Because we talk, don't we, a lot about
you know, that thing. Life is what happens when you're busy making plans. You know that making plans. That's the key thing that I think. You know, because you know, you make plans, but you don't know what's going to happen. But while life is going on, you know.
I think something I've very much learned in the last couple of 3 years is not charging ahead as such with what I think is the right thing to do. Because I sort of, but there is a big part of that, the making plans part. So for example with this, you know, when we had the opportunity to start doing this, I could well have easily been, right, okay, well, let's get this, let's make sure we've got this microphone, or, you know, and build things up, and then go, right, let's plan it for here.
You'd never start, would you?
Yeah, you'll just get into it.
You'd never start.
No, exactly.
I'm like that with bands. If I'm rehearsing, I want to get on gig. I don't expect it to be perfect.
No.
Because you can be rehearsing for years, and just get on gig. And if you make mistakes, but you correct them as you go along.
Very much. I totally agree. Yeah. I think a lot of, even when you talk about the music, I think a lot of people don't know as well that a lot of artists when they do their album tracks, and the singers especially, we're talking about, and they do, you know, like quite a high range, when they come to do their live performances, most of them will drop everything down a couple of tones, won't they?
Yeah, but you've got to, because you'll never do, well, I don't know big artists how much they do, but you'll never do 245 minutes at concert pitch. Your voice can't just take it. It's a muscle that gets strained, you know what I mean? That's it. So
Have you ever had that? Because I've had that. Where
your
voice is gone.
I've had it loads of times where you just couldn't. I mean, some people say I can't sing anyway, but you know what I mean.
Did you have you know, like I remember being at one gig years ago, and my voice went half after the first half. Yeah. So then I was having they gave me a whiskey and lemon. I can't remember if it helped, to be honest.
Yeah, honey and lemon is honey, hot water, honey and lemon. That works, and we shouldn't advertise like vocal zones. They seem to do
I used to have
the great Tom Jones, he vouches for vocal zones.
Really?
So if they're good enough for Tom Jones, they're good enough for me.
Yeah.
You know.
Strange. Have you ever heard him with his? He had an arrangement with his. Obviously, this is just alleged.
Yeah.
Anything we talk about here, if it's incorrect, then we're not here to
Google it.
Check it out yourself. That's what I always do. But I seem to remember that I've seen a couple of times that he had an arrangement with his wife where she would stay out of the limelight, and they were married for years. Yeah. She'd stay out of the limelight, but then he would, you know, gallivant and have lots of different relationships.
All right.
While she just stayed at home, sort of thing. But yeah, you can check that out. Very strange situation. But as you just said, it's Tom Jones, so obviously...
Well, it's not unusual, is it?
We're waiting for that, weren't we? We're waiting.
Sorry about that, mate.
That's not a sorry, that's good. We should... Babe, I tell you what, here's a challenge.
My wife is probably cringing.
Here's a challenge for you, right? See how many, if you remember, between now and the end, right? See how many different sound references you can get. Straight away you're thinking green glass of pipe.
Oh, no, yeah.
What are the other ones?
Who was Delilah?
Who's Delilah, yeah. What other ones has he got?
He's got loads.
Oh, what's new Pussycat?
Yeah, no, you can't go there.
You can't do that one, can you? What's new Pussycat?
Not after saying that, you can't go. No.
We'll leave that one. So how was your weekend been then, man? Give you a minute. I'll give you a minute. So while Jimmy's having a minute there, getting himself together, we did this weekend for me was a bit of a chill out weekend.
Yeah.
I needed that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I stayed at friends on Friday,
Yeah.
stayed at friends Thursday night, stayed at another friend's Friday night. That was nice.
Yeah.
Had a nice night Friday. And you were off out here then?
Yeah, I was at the birthday on Friday. We went to a place in Warrington for a steak. I won't name the name, but
how would you rate it out of 10, do you think?
The food was nice, but the service was rubbish.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Was it short staff?
No. The person who served us was good, but the management and the people at the place was they fell well under.
Yeah.
If I was a mystery shopper, they'd have got marked right down for how they treated us as a group.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah.
Not realizing the needs, what we required on the night, and weren't willing to adapt. Yeah. And we were the customers, and that's what they're supposed to do, but they didn't. So they fell well short of. But the food was good, and the person who served us was good.
That's good.
But the management fell well under.
Yeah, that's a shame, especially when it's something.
Yeah, I won't name the name, but you know what I mean.
But if you do want to find out, then inbox.
The horse back in there called Dusty, and a president called Jimmy. Yeah. And so if you put the savings together, you might get it, but I'm not saying.
Well, I was talking to somebody, a friend of mine, and he runs a pub over in Frodsham, and we were talking about how the hospitality industry has been decimated since 2020, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Although before that, when Brexit, and obviously a lot of people, a lot of workers. Just on a personal level, I used to do a lot of gigs at a hotel in Chester. So they used to have a lot of younger people who were working there who weren't born here. They'd work here and do a great job, and everyone, and then obviously with Brexit, it seemed like some people left England. And then obviously when we had the lockdowns and everything, that's really affected the trade, hasn't it? All the restaurants and hotels, they're so short staffed. So you like that one? It's not unusual.
That's definitely
Before we move on, I just wanted to say, so if you there's a couple of things online regarding It's Good to Talk. So also the next train as well. So if you want to hear about the next train arriving on platform 5, is there a platform 5?
No.
Liverpool Lime Street train. It's coming up soon. South Parkway. I think maybe they forgot to turn that off.
If you're there, you've missed it.
You better run. So there's a couple of things. So It's Good to Talk. We have our Facebook page, which this is live on now, or you may be watching it on our YouTube channel after. So on the YouTube channel, what I've built up is some playlists, which are really, really helpful or potentially helpful for you. So I've set these videos, all different videos from different sources. Some ones to do with sleeping, if you've got trouble sleeping, calming music, anxiety relief techniques, all different things. I've put them into different playlists. So if you go onto our YouTube channel and then click on the channel and click on playlists, you'll be able to see all this different help videos. So I hope there's some help with that. And also we have on Facebook, we have a Facebook group called It's Good to Talk, but it's ITSGD2TK. So we're trying to build this community, build a space where you can come online and you can just have a chat, or you can relate to somebody else, you can share something. Trying to create this safe space, because we all need that. And if you haven't got it in person, then having it online is, I suppose, the next best thing. So, and also if you want to get in touch with us, you can message us, you can comment, you can email us at itsgoodtotalk@gmail.com, itsgd2tk@gmail.com. So, mate, I was going to ask you a bit of a question then today.
Yeah.
So this was what it was, what we were trying to do today, wasn't it? Was to get your thing.
Yeah.
But I'm sat here and I'm sort of thinking, should I just go again and just ask them to turn that announcement off? Or are we okay?
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it.
Maybe do it in the break, yeah?
Yeah. I'm fine with it.
So let's have a look here, see if there's any comments. We've got no comments yet, mate. No one's commented on all that.
I'm not that interested, Nathan. That's what it is.
Yeah, when we have Hollywood screenwriters.
Oh no, not him again.
Yeah, when we have screenwriters on and stuff like that, then they want to join in, don't they? Then?
Yeah.
But before we go into that, did you have something for the community?
Yeah. So, looking for community stuff. Oh, the other glasses is over there. Have my reading glasses over there, please. Just.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. My wife will be laughing at me now. They're my seeing glasses. These are the reading ones. Yeah. So I was looking for what's on, and obviously, if you want to know what's on, and in Horton, Frodsham and Helsby, you just go on their site, what's happening, and you find out loads of information. But this one, there's stuff about financial networking. There's stuff about, this one got blood pressure training.
Oh, wow. Okay.
On the site as well. Stuff about bingo. Not that I'm encouraging anyone to gamble, but there's stuff there about bingo about the library. But the one that got me Moo Music, MOO Music. Yeah. And that's on in Witness and Runcorn. Right. And the information on it, I was trying to I've looked at it, and before, but it says here, Moo Music, Witness and Runcorn, and they talk about Moo Music and Witness and Runcorn, baby classes, toddler classes, children classes, early years, music class, century.
That's brilliant, mate.
Excuse me, yeah. So that's and I'll just it's on. It looks like it says here it's on Wednesday, 11 a.m. Kingsway Centre. Yeah. It's also on Wednesday, 11 a.m. Horton Lee, Runcorn. Now I don't know if that's on the same Wednesday, if there were different people running them. Yeah. It doesn't really say on the site, but it looks like it's busy because on here sold out, Witness sold out, and it says basically music and sensory classes for babies 0 to 6 months. Yeah. Our class is interactive and fun, and we use a combination of gestures and sensory props, bubbles and more to engage your baby. 30 minutes structured session with options to stay behind and chat with others. Free hot drinks and biscuits available. Right? Yeah. So I thought that was interesting because my youngest daughter is just had a baby, and she might have been interested in this, or other young mothers and fathers, single fathers, single mothers, or whoever's out there that's got kids. You've got to, and I thought myself, music, because obviously we're involved in music. That really made me look at it. Yeah. So if anyone's out there.
Well, it's very interesting for me because with Nevaeh. Yeah. So with you've seen. I don't know if you've been at the open mic night when I've been there with baby.
Yeah, I have.
I have this little drum. She has a little a little drum that she walks around. She plays like this. And she has a little xylophone. But it's awesome. Great idea.
So that's
music's fantastic.
Music, MOO Music, and if you want to find out more, just go on the What's Happening on Horton, Frodsham and Witness website, and all the information is there.
Facebook page?
It's on Facebook.
Okay.
And it's all there if you want to find out.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, mate. That's fantastic. So music.
Yeah.
So let's get on. So we just to quickly tell everybody, in case they didn't know before. So we started this up in November, didn't we? And we've had some good guests on it so far, haven't we? Yeah. And we got together through Laura, Community Champion, and Avanti, and thanks to them. But what I've been waiting for since we started doing this is to have a little bit of a chat with yourself, really. Yeah. So that anybody who's out there, as your fan base grows,
as
your fan base grows, then you're going to have people wanting to know this stuff, So So first of all then, Junior,
Yeah.
do you remember that do like countdown? We can do with like a little theme tune right now.
Yeah.
And then a spotlight just on you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it makes you're under pressure now.
Yeah.
You're not.
I'm sweating.
So tell us a bit about you and how you ended up with us here today, or with just how you
Well,
ended up here.
it's, I mean, you know, Junior Interesting Davis. Yeah. That's,
Everyone loves it.
remember Steve Interesting Davis. That's me, Junior Interesting Davis. Not interested. No, but you know, I'm not. Well, I call myself a Runconian. If it's a Runconian, if that's a word, I don't know. But I've lived in Runcorn most of my life. Yeah. You know what I mean? I wasn't born in Runcorn, but my mum lived in Runcorn, who was a midwife in Liverpool, and then a midwife in Chester, and really at the top of a profession. Yeah. You know, she was an examiner. You know, a teacher. You know, she had a PhD. She was really I call her, she was an academic in my eyes. You know, of course, and she was in the Echo back in the 60s, 1962 I think it was. I only found this out after she passed away. That she was part of a group that a multicultural group that delivered a baby. And it was kind of the first thing back in the 60s to have all these different nationalities working under one roof in the profession. And the Echo picked up on it, and there's a photograph of my mum in the Echo and stuff. So when she passed away, I only found this out. She didn't touch it. And my mum was very unassuming. She wouldn't, you know. Well, you know, So I've got the paper cutting from 1962, and I've got a photograph, and it's laid with, you know. So she lived in Runcorn. So when I came to live with my mum, kind of thing, when I was I didn't grow up with my mum, kind of thing. I grew up in the West Indies, although I was born in London in Hammersmith. Yeah. You were born in Hammersmith? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's where I was born. Yeah. I haven't got the accent like. So when I came up, I came to Runcorn, lived with my mum, and so hence I ended up in Runcorn, and you know, the story started here, really. Yeah. You know, So how did you end up on this then? Well, it's just basically being a musician. Yeah, you are a very good musician. You know, there's that unassuming humility again. And getting in touch with Laura, Laura got in touch with me about doing some stuff for the Queen's Jubilee. I was going to say it was the Jubilee. It was last summer. Last June. That's gone really quick. Yeah. And we did some stuff outside. It was raining all day, but we still did it. And then we got in touch when I got told about this space. And then I'd previously met you already up at the Tiger's Head. And then to me it was perfect for what you did with It's Good to Talk, for us to try and get something going in this space, which is perfect for, you know. Oh, it's amazing for what this is all about, and what we try and what as a group, as a community, what you're doing to try and pull a community together and try to bring everyone together, talk about community issues, mental health, well-being, and everything that goes with that kind of stuff. So this was perfect to do it in. Yeah, nice one, man. So that's how we ended up. I'm glad it worked out that way. Really are. Well, because without you, basically, seriously, this wouldn't have happened, because I wouldn't have known where to start. You know, you had it all. You done all the hard work, all the groundwork, getting it up, and all. And so, but this is what I love about how things come together from a collaborative book, right? Because those three things work together in the sense that, you know, with Laura, for example, as far as the community champion, she's done amazing. She pushed for this room, she got in touch with you. And for myself, and being able to bring in what I've been able to bring in, and I've been practicing to do this sort of thing for the last month. And all your contacts and everyone you know, just yourself, I think it all just works really, really well together. You know, everybody, because it's funny that the amount of people that I've come across in here
and it's like, oh yeah, with Junior, oh Junior, you don't get anybody ever
I
going,
like a bad penny, I like water.
Yeah, you don't get anybody ever going, oh Junior. It's always, you really.
There'll be some out there.
Yeah, of course.
As long as
you leave a good impression.
Facebook, yeah.
You leave a good impression on people, So Junior then, so what gets you out of bed then? What's your motivation in life right now, do you think?
When my wife kicks me out of bed first thing in the morning, that's it.
Get out!
Yeah, get out now. Yeah, you're snoring. No,
Yeah.
that's me. Yeah. No, but no, it's getting out of bed every morning. What gets me out of bed every morning? Life, as John said, life.
Yeah.
Life. It's looking forward to seeing what's going to happen during the day, because you can make plans, but some plans don't really normally sometimes don't go to plan, to want of a better phrase, and just get up in the morning looking forward to the new day and see what's going to happen. In my world, in the music thing, anything can happen. I think can change so quick. Locally with music, there's so much going on. There's so much going on in Halton musically. I look forward to getting them and seeing what people are doing, what's going on. So,
you get good fuel from watching other young upcoming talent and things like that, don't you? Which is amazing.
Yeah, definitely, because you got to nurture young talent, because they're the future, to take us. So you got to help them along, and just give them the benefit of your experiences, of whatsoever experience you've learned along the way. It might be much, but any little nugget of experience that you've got that can help other people, because the music, the arts or music is really cutthroat. When it comes to performing and record deals and whatever it is, it's very cutthroat. You're as good as your last record, or as bad as your last record, whatever you want to put it.
So really, do you think that? So with what motivates you in life, obviously. Lee has just popped up and said, nice one, guys.
Oh,
big Lee.
Oh, Big Lee, all right. Lee, hello, mate, how are you? We'll have to get you on, Lee.
Oh, yeah, I want him on as a guest, but I asked for volunteers for, recently. Well, we'll get Lee on. But coming back to, when I said to you about your motivation in life, your fuel, and you said about life, then obviously one of the motivations is that you want to give to, or up and coming, or people who maybe don't usually do the open mics, and draw them out of themselves, and
I love encouraging. I don't try to force people to do stuff, to go in front of the public and bear their soul when it comes to songs and music and all that singing. But I like to encourage people to just, if they're interested in it, I'll encourage them to. They don't have to, but I just tell them, look, I'll be there to help you along if you come to the stuff that I do, and I'm not advertising what I do. Anyone who knows me knows what I do in respect to music in local community. But I like to encourage people to just have a go, because some people won't have a go, but sometimes they might go to some other places and see the way people do stuff mightn't be for them. You know what I mean? So I try to just say, look, you can come. You don't have to have a blow. If you go half a song, do half a song.
Yeah, you try to get the pressure off.
Yeah. There's no pressure. There's no pressure to perform or whatever.
Do you, if say for example it's a rough crowd and they're throwing things, do you get in the way and stop them hitting?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm bouncing up. It's like what's that film? The Blues Brothers.
You remember that's exactly what I was thinking about.
Singing down the cage,
and they have that big drop down. Country and western.
Luckily, so far, no one's thrown anything yet. But don't be getting any ideas if you're out there listening.
I love that film though. If you haven't seen that film, it's a great movie. The Blues Brothers.
Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic.
The first one,
with John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd, isn't it?
Yeah. Really great film. I'm on a mission from God.
Yeah.
Something else that I picked up in it as well when you said about life. That you're motivated by life. Yeah. And then coming back to the quote that you did before, just checking, Mike's still on. Yeah. Just checking the quote that you did, you came up with about life and plans. Is that the thing that is really important, I feel, is that most of the things I think happen in life, the important things, they're not part of your plans, I don't think.
No.
Almost, So, you know, you think of those conversations. I mean, in here, you know, I have random conversations with people. The other day, did I tell you about the latest one? So I was doing the drop-in on Friday. So we did drop-in space Friday. I'll tell them about that in a minute. But this guy walks in and he didn't know it was a drop-in space. Yeah. We ended up having a chat. And he runs a printing company over in St Helens. Right. And he said he's going to do us, for It's Good to Talk, do us a load of T-shirts and hoodies and stuff for free.
There you go.
So I was like, oh wow.
Meant to happen, isn't it? Meant to. I believe things are meant. Whatsoever's going to happen is going to happen. Yeah. And no matter what course in life you take, that's what you're supposed to do, because you can't rewind and not do it, because you've done it. It's done. Yeah. Like, I've just moved my hand there. It's done. Yeah. You know, that's how we. That's how I believe things. Your path is written out for you. Yeah. You don't know it. Yeah. Because you can decide, I'm going to do that. Yeah. And then no, I'm going to do that. But because you decide not to do that, the thing they've done, that's what you're meant to do. Yeah. Good or bad, I'm not condoning anything. Yeah, but that's how it's already pre-planned. You know, your mind. Yeah. You know, your mind works. How the mind works, I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, but the mind works in a mysterious way. Everyone thinks differently. Yeah. You know, and it's like when you're an adult and you look at a child, and you always think they should be able to do that. But because you know how to do it, that doesn't mean to say that they're gonna be. They've got to get to your time, and then then they can do it. It's development, isn't it? Yeah. You know what I mean? But
I like that, mate. I see very similarly. For me, it's almost like a computer game. How I see it is that, you know, we have everything, that all this stuff is laid out. And if you're playing a computer game, you've got your character.
Which I never play.
Well, say for example, you know, you've got this computer game. It's been designed. It's got the programming. Yeah. You can only ever do what is within that program. But then you still have. I feel like through our life constantly we have crossroads. Like when we don't realise it. It's like that's a little choice that opening the door for somebody, and saying hi to somebody, to these tiny little decisions that we make that can affect our lives or other people's lives. It's crazy, isn't it?
Years ago, like probably 10 years ago, something like that. Did I see myself doing this? No.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Things happened back then that made my life choices to what I'm doing now change. You know, different to.
But does that also with your plans though, if you think about it? So say for example, if you'd have been, if maybe in so many respects, maybe sitting down and thinking that you could know what you should be doing in a year's time, maybe that's a bit, because essentially if we sit down and we make cast iron plans, for example, then it stops you from doing things that just come along with the way.
Yeah, you put yourself under pressure.
So you can have that balance, maybe. You know?
Yeah, you put yourself under pressure.
Yeah, because like you said, we wouldn't have been doing this, would we?
No, because you know, I didn't have. I mean, I always from a young age, anyone who knows me knows I love me cricket. Yeah. So I wanted to be a cricketer. I was desperate to play cricket. You know, so I just played when I was young. I played cricket. Then music came along. And when music came along, I thought, right, that's what I want to do. I want to be involved in music. Yeah. And since that, I've always been involved in music at a local level, and doing my stuff, you know, working, doing whatever jobs I'm but always been involved in music. Yeah. And I'm still involved in music now because it's a passion. It's not, you know, I just really love being involved in music and whatever level. I'm at the lowest level possible when you're talking about in music. Yeah, it's a lot. You know,
I think. You know,
but that level is the level. I look at it because I wouldn't want to big it up to. That's for other people to say if other people think it is. But for me, at what I do is in musically is at the level that I'm comfortable with. You know what I mean? And I'm happy.
Street level.
I'm happy with doing that.
But it's real, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, not that I'm going to tear my nose up if someone wants to sing one of the songs. You know what I mean? Of course. But you know, there's no pressure on me in respect of what I'm doing. I make my own choices in what I do, and I do them how in how I want to do them. You know, with the help of a lot of different people as well. There's a lot of people who help who in the community who help you do what you've got to do. Yeah, I'm not just doing it on my own. No,
you know but I think you don't probably, like a lot of people, but I do notice with you, like, I don't think you realise or allow yourself to accept how much of a difference you make in people's lives, you know. So when you say about the ground level, yes, I understand what you mean in regards of music, you know, it's not like going in the theatre or, you know, at multi-platinum albums, that's what, right?
Yeah,
but what you're talking about is the real side of it, it's real people, so everybody, you're affecting people every time, aren't you?
Yeah, but it's
and also, you know, people grow up looking up to, you know, so you're somebody who you get to do music all the time. A lot of people would love to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
It's hard work. It's not easy going. It's not easy going and finding your own work when it comes to playing local music and trying to get gigs. It's hard. You know, it's hard work. Going out, pounding the streets and, you know, knocking on doors, you know, and getting rejected. You know, rejection is. But and you know what? When you ask me what gets me out of bed in the morning, it's rejection. it is because all those rejections that people, because people when you for me, when you're a local musician, I don't know if any local musicians will identify with this, if anyone's watching, but when you're not a name, people don't tend to take you seriously when you're doing stuff. As going back for what Tim Fair said in the first ever show, you know how good, how nice people are, or how people are when you're no use to them.
Yes, how
you
they
know
treat
you. How they treat you when you're no use to them. And that's how you feel. That's how you feel when you're no use to people. They're not interested. You can email people, you can text them, you can because you're not like Paul McCartney or whoever it is. And there's some I'm not going to name any names, but there's some people I know who you've sent them messages and stuff like that, but because if they work with Junior Davis, who is Junior Davis? That's no credit to them. You know, you get in touch and they go, and they don't get back in touch with you because who am I? You know. But if someone else did, they'd be like they can't wait because they wanna be that thing, you know. So, but that doesn't, you know, it's like that doesn't bother me. I know what I'm capable of, what I can do. I just carry on doing it. But that's so when young people are coming through and you're trying to help them, you've got I try to tell them, look, you're gonna get rejected. People are gonna tell you that you're not good enough. Take no notice. If you want to do something, go ahead. And if you believe in yourself, you got to believe in yourself. If you want to believe in yourself, go ahead and do it. And they're gonna say you can't sing, you can't dance, you can't play, you can't whatever it is. You've got to ignore all the outside noises and carry on and be single-minded and do what you want to do with your life and go for it, because otherwise people are going to knock you back all the time. And some of the biggest names probably got knocked back. You're single-minded and just go and do it. You know, because if that's what you want to do it. Don't wait for someone to do it for you, because no one's going to do it for you. Absolutely, no one's going to do it for you.
So just do it.
You just got to do it. That's it.
I like it, man.
That's it.
I like it, man. Did you feel that you know the advice that sometimes you give out now? Do you feel that would have been helpful to you when you were when you were growing up?
Well, yeah. You know, I that advice would have been helpful. But all I got when I was younger, when I was starting, I was like, you're never going to make it. You're never going to do this. You're never going to do that. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? But it's obviously when you're young and you start, you want to be a pop star. You know, you want to be on the telly. You want to be on top of the pops. You know, that's what it, you know, back in the day. But you know, but it never deterred me, because I wanted to write songs and play guitar. I never wanted to be a guitarist, because I'm not a guitarist. But my main aim was to be able to write songs and play guitar. And everyone could and that's what I do. But you know, my songs might be rubbish. You know, I don't know if they're any good or not. But one thing for me, as a person, as a human being, I know I'm satisfied with myself that I've been able to write a song for me and be able to go and sing it. And then I've had other people sing me songs. You know, I mean, I've had someone wanting to buy one of my songs. And you know, and stuff like that. So, and I've had my songs played and you know, on radio and stuff like that. You know, so that's an achievement. You know, I got a royalty check for 20 quid. But the best one was me and Dazza. we made from our Joe back in. We got a royalty check for. We was number one in on the Unsigned European chart.
Oh yeah.
We got wait for this day. Wait for this one. We got a check for 27 pence. Woo! Get it.
That was all. Was that old money?
Oh, old money. Yeah.
Wow, that's like £4,000 now, right? Jeez, inflation. Inflation's gone
exactly.
Right.
So you know.
No, that's awesome.
For me, I've achieved that for what I wanted. I never wanted to be a boss in any way. I never wanted the rat race kind of stuff, which I was in. I never wanted to be in that kind of controlled environment where you get you. And the worst thing to say to someone like me, I know, is you have to do that.
Yeah.
It just doesn't register. You know what I mean? And
I feel it.
And I was involved in that kind of, working in different places around Runcorn over the years, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you get told, and I remember having a block with a bloke who told me that same thing, told me, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Someone saying to you, I was like,
why?
Yeah, why? I'm not asking. So, I know my brain wasn't wired to work in that kind of environment. I had to be working in a way where I can be fulfilled in what I wanted to do. Because I was never, in all the jobs, the one job I did, I enjoyed was when I was a driver out on the road and in my freedom, but being tied down in certain places. And there's lots of people over the years that I've worked with that I've still friends with, that I loved and I really, like them, but working in them places, I always saw myself somewhere different other than them places, because I wanted more for me. Not financial, anything like that, but just wanted more
happiness.
To feel that I'm happy. I was never happy doing the 6-2-2-10. I was just never happy doing it.
I mean, it's not essentially. It's not. All those things are not in line with our physiology, really, are they? Our circadian rhythms and everything. Like when people are working all these different shifts. It's a struggle, right?
Yeah.
What I wanted to ask you, mate, if possible, is throw this on you now.
Well,
so we're going to do a song together after, aren't we? But would you mind, while I go and quickly pay a visit to that little window, what about if you did us one of your own songs? Have you got one that you off the top of your head?
One of my songs?
Yeah.
All right. You have to another minute.
Have you got one that you know well enough? Is Billie Jean not suitable?
No. Billie Jean is not suitable for daytime. Definitely not.
Yeah. So if you just introduce it, man. So
yeah.
I will.
I'll do one called Layla. So I'll just play this one. Nathan is just throwing this on me now, so I'm in. I don't know if probably if you can still see me in there. We could end up in a moment we regret. We can sell the fees, tell the strangers, keep our friends. Could maybe sit together and get stoned, or just break off from the numbers and go home. But we've only just met. Lately, we're in a place we're not supposed to be. And it's chaos, and it's chaos, and it's chaos. I've got data, see you later, nice to meet you. telling strangers we're just friends, 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 telling strangers. Layla, we're in a place we're not supposed to be. And it's chaos, and it's chaos, and it's chaos. Layla, we're in a place we're not supposed to be. And it's chaos, and it's chaos, and it's chaos. Woo! Well,
Thank you very much.
I realised when I started singing that song
Yeah.
that there was a line in that song
Yeah.
that's probably not suitable for Facebook, but it was too late
Oh, that's
for
okay.
early morning.
That's okay, man.
So I'm not condoning smoking illegal drugs.
It's just song lyrics. It's song lyrics. It's okay. Morning to Reese. Reese has just come on and said good morning all.
Morning,
so
Reese.
Before we go on, one of
Yeah.
the things that we forgot was inspirational person of the day.
Oh yeah.
And we haven't. We could do a think coming up with someone for that before the end of the show. Really.
Inspirational person of the day.
But do you know what? Actually, what about Laura?
Well, yeah, exactly.
She's coming on hopefully next week.
Yeah.
Guess.
I'm looking forward to that. Really,
Yeah,
to,
me
you
too,
know,
yeah.
to get to hear
So-
Laura's story, kind of thing.
Yeah, so Laura
Yeah.
is the community champion here at Avanti, part of the team. And as I said before, she's the reason why we're here, basically. Isn't
If
she?
you've ever met Laura, you can't help but she's always smiling.
Yeah.
She's always upbeat,
Yeah,
and she always wants to help you.
yeah,
You know, she's
yeah,
really
yeah, very
superb.
much. Yeah.
It's funny how, as you say, how you meet people who kind of affect your life in a certain way. You know what I mean? Laura definitely.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that kind of common denominator, you know, is brought
Well,
all this.
It's
you know.
funny, right? Because so as I said to you before, I'm a big believer in, especially over the last couple of years, I've seen what's
Yeah.
happening, like all these good people coming
Yeah.
together who care, right? But it still comes down to you're doing it, making the
Yeah.
choices. So someone was saying to me the other day about how you have a choice and you can go around.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
you can
yeah,
look.
yeah.
You can look for problems and everything.
Yeah.
And I think that used to be me, honestly, in a lot of my life.
Yeah.
I used to look for the problems and the negativity, right?
Yeah.
And the thing that by you making the choice, by you making the decision, you know, like it could be a little decision, by
Yeah.
you just walking in somewhere or taking that phone call or messaging somebody or saying hello to somebody, those little decisions that we make,
Yeah.
facing up to those. Sometimes it's fearful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes you're worried about. You know, a big one we've talked about is when people are walking down the street, they don't want to smile at somebody because
Yeah.
they don't want to feel judged or, you know, feel like they're crazy or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's those little tiny decisions we make in our life that have such a massive effect
Yeah.
on it, I think.
I'm the opposite every time I see someone, I want to smile.
Yeah, I know,
You
yeah,
know what I
me
mean?
too,
Yeah.
yeah.
But the funny thing, as you said with all this, right? Because of my passion for local music and for the
Yeah,
amount of musicians I know locally,
Yeah.
and I know a lot of really good, honest musicians locally who really help me out
Yeah.
when I'm doing stuff. You know what I mean? And I've got to praise them because without them, you know, the stuff that I do just wouldn't happen.
No, of course.
You know what I mean? So they're the musicians that I know, and they all know who they are. If you know, when this goes out, they'll all know who they are. You know, the really salt of the earth people. And without them, I couldn't. So I wouldn't be able to do the stuff that I do because when people get in touch with you and go, Junior, we're planning this. Any chance you could help us out? And I always go, yeah. And I say yes to everything because I want to help.
Yeah, of course.
You know, I want to help, and then I think, oh God, well, what am I going to do now? I'm on the phone, you know, texting, and, you know, John, can you do this? Dave, can you do this? Blah, 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 whosoever it is, you know what I mean? Pulling all these people together. And people think it's easy. It's not easy. Pulling people together to put on a live thing. And it's small, it's not massive, it's not Wembley, it's not, you know what I mean, it's not, you know, whatever it is. But still doing it.
It's like everything is life affecting, isn't it?
Yeah, because you know you've got to get the gear, you got to, you know, and it's so with all those people pulling together. But people I get that's the question. I get, and I always get, well, someone gave me your name because and it's because I know so many people.
Yeah, you do.
Because I've worked in that many different places in Runcorn, and that's how I played football. Well, some people say I stood on the field. You know what I mean? I was a proper yard dog footballer, but I kicked the ball. You know what I mean? Cricket, music, acting, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we've always working in warehouses.
Yeah,
so you so many people.
You did picking up on that. So you did drama.
I studied drama there. I went to Hutton College because I got to a certain age. When I got to 40, I hit 40, and I thought I'm gonna have to do something. I'm gonna have to go and prove myself that I have got an attention span longer than a minute, a couple of seconds. You know what I mean? I tried college once before when I was younger, and it didn't last long because my attention span was like. So when I got to 40, I thought I'm gonna have to do something here. So I went to college. And I thought, what can I do? I love music. I love drama. You know what I mean? So I'll do drama and music together, involve them, and after I did the drama course at the BTEC at Hutton College, my tutor Les Williams, he said,
where's that, Holton College?
Hutton College, yeah, the old Hutton College where they put the library now, but it was the first Hutton College, yeah. We went to both buildings, like, and my tutor Les Williams said, you should go to uni. So I went, I'm going to laugh at you, Les. Me, go to uni. I'm thick as two short planks. He goes, no, you go. You want to mature student, but I'm 42, mate. I said, me going to uni, you're joking. So well, he believed that. So I thought, Les, because Les was, he was good tutor, Les. He's good. He took us to the Minack Theatre. I don't know if anyone heard of the Minack Theatre in Cornwall. No. It's this lady from Cornwall built. It's in the outside theatre. Yeah. It's built on the side of overlooking the Atlantic?
Wow.
Yeah. And it's built into the side of a mountain. Minack Theatre is called. It's absolutely fantastic. And we went there. You know what I mean? So he was the one who said to me, go. So I told myself, I'll go to the audition. And he had to audition back in there. So I went to audition. And I'm still with some of the friends from the first time I went to uni. We went out on a night out before Christmas in Liverpool. The last one uni. I'm still in touch with. Yeah. And so I went and did the audition. And to my amazement, I got in. It's nothing to do with talent. I think it's got to be age. I felt sorry for me. You know what I mean? He's an I'll get. Let's get him in. Get him in.
You're just very, very, very humble, mate. That's what
so they got me in. And I'm in there. And honestly, right, one of the best 3 years, because I was ready to listen and concentrate on something, to see something through learning wise, because I am not a bookworm or nothing like that. I've never been a bookworm. I'm reading Prince Harry's book now. It's taking me ages because I read a few pages now. Everyone else in the house wants to read it, but I'm reading it first. You know what I mean? They're getting fed up waiting. But it's the first time I've stuck at something like that. I've stuck at cricket and music, but the learning wise, the first time I did the 2 years at college and the 3 years at university, but them years led me to do so many different things that I wouldn't have done if I didn't make that decision to go to college that day in September 2000. The 17th or the 24th, I remember what it was, when I got on that bus from Castlefields and went to college that day. From that day, and then 5 years, look, I've done so many things. I met so many different people, and that I would have never done if I decided, you know what, I'm happy with working in a warehouse. I'm happy with driving a forklift truck and pulling a pallet truck around and people coming in and messing my warehouse up, and me going, that cage, it goes there.
That's affected your life so much, but then. I noticed you said about it was your tutor, Les, was it?
Les, yeah.
You sort of
but he mentioned going to uni, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I was like that because I thought uni was for like doctors and and people like that, you know what I mean? That's how thick I was, But me, I thought, well, I'll give it a go. But you know what? It was the right time to go because I met people. Yeah. Although I was the oldest, and I was one of the oldest, but there was a couple of people older than me. But I met lads who was younger than me, but I'm still friends with now. Yeah. And I still, I see them, I still, spend time with them and stalk them on Facebook and all that. I'm meeting them now, it was the best time for me to go because I was ready to absorb the kind of information from to listen to stuff like that other than when I was younger. There's too much going on.
Yeah, of course.
And it was great. So doing all that led to do so many different things, you know, with what I do. So yeah, it was a good idea.
I think that what's that? Sorry, you know when you have a moment when you think you're going to sneeze.
Yeah.
It comes anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. But what stands out is that it was somebody else again. Somebody having this input into your life.
Yeah.
Seeing what you were, and you know, having that you should try it, you know, and really believing in you. And then you making the decisions.
Yes.
It's like that combination of things which changed your life.
Well, it was that two. Jill Malloy and Rachel Connor. They were effective as well. I must mention them because you know, the funny thing. I remember Rachel Connor, and I'm a blokey bloke. I'm a blokey bloke. So we sat round in a circle in college. I do rabbit on a bit like, but
That's
we sat round in a circle in college.
It's good to talk.
Yeah. And Rachel Connor, fantastic drama teacher, and Jill, fantastic, two superb. And going around and they come around the questions, asking everyone, you know. And the question came up where, if you had a son, would you buy him a doll? Right? And I went, absolutely not. Right? This is me. This is young me. This is a 40-year-old me. I went because I said when I was a lad, I got guns and trains and cowboy suits. I said, you know, now I'm older. I realised what Rachel was trying to tell me then. Because I probably was judgmental then in you know how things were, you know, back in them days. But that I'll never forget that story because I think back now, that's what Rachel was trying to say to me. You know, why shouldn't I buy my son a doll? If that's what he wants, why shouldn't I buy him one? You know what I mean? If he wants a doll, buy him a doll. If he wants a car, buy him a doll.
Exactly.
But back then I wasn't thinking like that. I was thinking of me in respect of what I wanted for if I had I didn't have a son, I had daughters. You know, I had two daughters, you know.
But I understand it. I was exactly the same.
Yeah. And so I didn't get it. So that kind of education, you know, from Rachel and Jill and Les kind of input in me, you know what I mean? That helped. That helped you. You learn.
Even when you didn't realise at the time.
Exactly. Yeah. You learn. You know what I mean? And I've got to a stage now where I've got grandkids. I've got 3 granddaughters, 3 grandsons, and you know, if my granddaughter wanted a football, I'll get her a football. If my grandson wanted a doll, I'll get him a doll. If he wanted
you realise how it doesn't matter, does it? It's just like a societal thing, isn't it? To put it into boxes.
No judgment. No judgment. You know what I mean? No judgment.
It doesn't mean anything. And the thing was, like, what you realise now is you go, well, of course a boy would want to play with a baby doll, the same as a boy wants to be a parent. Right? No, you know what I mean? It was so ridiculous. But it was part, very much for me, it seems like it was part of the whole purposeful divide. You've got to, if you're a female, you've got to do this. If you're a male,
exactly. That's what's instilled in you as a child, you see. So that's what's instilled in you. You've got, as a boy, you've got to do this as a boy. You've got to do that. You know what I mean? Don't cry.
Exactly.
Don't cry.
All this, right? Which brings us, because boys as men, we were taught across the board that, you know, don't cry. You're not supposed to cry. You're supposed to be tough. You know, you're not supposed to be emotional. That's a woman. Women are the emotional ones. You know, all this sort of stuff. And then that's why, you know, it's like, whoa, that's not me. That's not me.
Exactly.
So very, very grateful by the sounds of it to people like Les and Rachel and Jill. And other people that you come through in life. If nowadays, how would you describe, you mentioned a little bit before about your work, and obviously you play music and you sing and all this, but what about you mentioned a little bit about where you're pulling people together and stuff like that, so what is, you know, an average day in your life, would you say, an average work day, like what is it that's involved in putting something that you together?
First thing, getting up and saying, right, where the work's going to come from, and if there is work, right, a plan. I like to prepare. My wife always say this. I like to I prepare all day for a gig in it, and people I'm preparing all day for the gig in the night time because I I don't like to leave any stone unturned when I turn up at a gig.
Yeah.
I make sure I want to have everything.
Yeah.
If spare this, spare strings, spare guitar, spare this.
Yeah. I understand that.
So I prepare all day, and I get nervous. I get so nervous before a gig. You wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
You know.
Is this for the open mic stuff or just for the gigs?
No, open mic and stuff like, because with an open mic, it's even harder for an open mic because some people might turn up and they don't play and they want you to play for them.
Yeah.
So if someone got a couple of songs, go, Junior, do you know this song? And I don't know every song, you know. But I always think to myself, if I can see the chords, I could stumble my way through a song to get you up to sing, because I want you to get up and sing.
Yeah,
I don't want to go, I don't know it, and then leave it at that. That person is disappointed because if that person's come to sing, and they come to me and they go, do you know blah blah blah, and I go, no, and they just walk away. They're going to look at me and go, he's a knobhead. he's ignorant, you know. Yeah. So I go to, I don't know, but I'll have a go. Just find it, and then I'll have a go at it. Yeah. If you want to have a go, you know what I mean. Yeah. Blah blah. And rather than have a go me playing it than them plugging the phone in and singing it. Yeah. I'd rather do that, have a go at it, because I want them to experience that live playing. You know what I mean? So
of course,
that's what I always try and do. Yeah. You know. But I always go, if I can't do it on the night, I always go, look, I don't know it tonight, but I'll learn it for next time you come back. I never leave it where so I always try to like make sure that I can help someone out, engage with them, you know what I mean? Like, so that's I try and prepare in that way, you know, for the gig, you know, make sure my guitar's working, the battery's working, I've got the strings, I've got the spare lead, because it's no good me turning up somewhere, getting me back and
I know. Yeah.
I done it one time where I turned up and I forgot my extension lead, and then I had to ring my wife to come and bring it me right to Frodsham, but I forgot to tell her that the road was blocked off between Sutton Weaver and Frodsham.
Oh yeah.
And she rang me and she went, she's lost because the road's blocked. It was my fault, so I didn't want to make that same mistake again, having to be bringing my missus up to come and drop me something off, you know. So I got because you've run around. So there's a lot of planning before a gig. That's how I operate anyway. There's that planning before a gig, you know, to go out and do it. Because you're working for something. You're going someone to play, so you want to be prepared when you go there.
Because people expect that.
You know. Like we played last week at a gig, and we left early. Because I like to get to places handy, just in case of traffic or not. And we had to go to Warrington, and the sat nav setting you down to 56, because I was going to win it down to 56, down into M6, and then 62, all the way around just to get to where the B&Q was. That's the sat nav, and I was like, I can just come down to 65 be there. So just making sure that I'm prepared for the gig. That's the main thing. That's
preparation. With what we're talking about the music and the open mic nights, it's something that obviously when it's good to talk, do the open mic night up at Tiger's Head. Yeah. So Tiger's Head in Norley, it's about a few miles from here. 5 miles outside Frodsham, right out in the countryside, beautiful pub. And the first Wednesday, they do good food there as well. First Wednesday of every month, then we do an open minds night. So we mix the music with a bit of mental health in the way that you can come and have a chat there. We've got a quiet space if you want to, but you're also able to get up, do a bit of poetry or play some songs that are relevant to, your struggles maybe. Whichever way you want to work it. And I'd like to, going through this year, it would be great if we could maybe work something together and do something, because I know that someone from Mind was talking to us, weren't they? And they've been in touch with us.
Definitely. We could definitely do that, I've got a couple of things on this year, so we could always have stuff on. And
do a collab.
Definitely.
Go on.
I wanted to talk about, if you was going to mention about, we're talking about mental health and stuff like that, and men's health.
Yes.
And I just want to touch on just briefly about prostate cancer.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. I was going to come to it.
Okay,
and ask you
okay,
about
then go on. I'll leave it
Well,
to you.
no, it's okay. No, I wanted all it was just coming to you and asking you, like, you've been through this.
Yeah.
You've been through a couple of things that have really been, very hard, right?
Yeah.
And one of them was with your physical health.
Yeah.
And then also you mentioned previously about with regards to something that you were doing a lot of.
Someone's trying the door.
Yeah. We're doing all right.
You're done well.
So obviously it's all based on whatever you want to share yourself.
Well,
but
I don't mind sharing this because I think it's important for in this point of view of health-wise and men's health.
Yeah.
And overall men, but as visibly you can see I'm of a darker complexion, if you want to say. I'm a black male, and I didn't know this until I got prostate cancer. That black men are 3 times more likely to get prostate cancer. So that was a shock to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's when I found out. And the thing about it, the symptoms are like, I'm no expert in this, so if anyone wants to find out anything about this, they can go to the doctors, they can go to the GP or anywhere and find out and find information out about this. But what I can say from my experience is that I didn't have a clue what the symptoms were of prostate cancer. I didn't know. I mean, I didn't even know what the prostate was, if I'm being honest with you, because it's not something I think about. I'm not walking around and thinking of.
It's only through awareness.
Yeah.
The last few
So
years.
when I found out, I went to the doctors. They looked at me and they said, "But your age, your age," and they sent me away first.
Yeah.
And then when I went back, then they did the biopsy and found out there was cancer. Now, if you say lucky, I was lucky that they caught it at the right time. It was still in the prostate, and I had treatment, and hopefully I'll keep getting checked, and it's okay. It's abated at the moment, but you never know, stuff could come back another time. But every bloke who's, for me, 45 to 50 should go and get checked, get a checkup from the doctors. And the symptoms are, if your prostate swells with age anyway, it swells with age, that's just a natural thing. But the signs are consistently wanting to go to the toilet and having a wee of a night time. Now, I know lots of people say, well, I'll go on the ale and I'm drinking, and I could be weeing all night.
Yeah.
But your bladder is never empty, because the prostate swells, it presses on the urethra, and that squeezes the urethra, so you always feel like you want to wee, right? And you might not drinking loads, but you still want to wee, and then it's not nice, but you're dribbling, and you want, and stuff like that. So if you're a bloke, and this is serious, this is no joke. If you're a bloke out there, and when this goes out, if any bloke out there who's have them symptoms and pains, go to the doctors.
Pains where?
Pains in the down in the I don't know if I could say
behind, like internally.
And you the magic wand, for want of a better phrase.
So in
feeling
your genitalia.
Feeling the cup, that's the magic wand.
I think everyone understood.
Feeling up. Go to the doctors, and some blokes are not going to like it, but the doctor will tell you what the procedure. It's a gloves on, and it's a finger right up the rectum. I have to say it. That's how it is.
I was just waiting for it. I was just wondering what's going.
That's the reality.
Yeah, that's the thing.
There's no other way for them to do it. That's the way they've got. You get a PSA test. You get a PSA test first, and the PSA checks the blood. And what happens is, the reason why they did PSA test is because when the prostate swells and it releases the stuff into the bloodstream, and that's how they know on the Gleason scale what your PSA, what it is. So they measure it, and mine was 4.5. Now they were saying to me, at 4.5, that I could do watchful waiting or something like that, where they just keep an eye on it. But I didn't want to do that because I didn't know how aggressive it was.
Yeah.
It could have been aggressive. You don't know if it's aggressive cancer. But everyone is an individual and they've got to make their mind up what they want. You know, you can't give people advice on it because you can't tell someone when someone's got cancer, or for me it was prostate cancer. No one could tell me what I should do.
Yeah.
I got given all the information in a toolkit, and then I had to make my mind up. I could be given advice what to do, but I had to make my mind up of what I wanted for me as a person to be able to live with the consequences of what I got done after because not all treatment is 100%. Because although you got cancer, you get cure of cancer now, and then 5 years later it could come back, and that's the reality. There's no way to sugar it up. That's how these kind of things work. You know what I mean? You can be cancer free for years and then it comes back because, you know, it's just within you to bounce up and anytime to raise ugly head. So for any man out there, whether you're black, white, green, pink, or whatever color you are, go and get checked if you think that there could be a possibility of you having those symptoms of getting up at night, having a wee, constantly, you know, your genitalia hurting, you're feeling pains, stuff like that. You know, go and get the prostate checked out. And there's no nice way for the doctor to get his finger out, put his gloves on, and give you the test. They've got to do it that way because that's the way they could feel.
You said they have to give you another test first.
Yeah, there's a PSA test first, and that's checked to see what the blood test is. So you get a PSA test because you'll go and you'll go right. I'm up all night. And the doctor blah blah blah. Are you a drinker? Are you a smoker? Blah blah blah. This all the kind of questions that you get when you go to doctors. But don't be fobbed off by thinking, oh, you're too young or this and that. If you've got to be persistent in something like this. You know what I mean? You've got 15 minutes in there with them. Make that 15 minutes count, and you can't say because this happened to me when I was 52. Now, if I didn't get this check, I'd probably be brown bread now. I'd be gone because this has been 10 years in the making.
But so if somebody is worried and they're sort of thinking, a guy's sat there and they're going, oh, I don't want to go in and have, you know, the other part of it. So
get in touch with me.
No, but I mean, do they? So before doing that, anyway, before having the other part of the examination, then you have to do like a
PSA blood test.
Then based on that,
based on that PSA blood test, then they'll say whether you need the finger. I'm not putting it, but that's how it is. You need that test.
So for anybody worried about it, then if you did that first blood test anyway,
and it
you might not need it. You might not need it. So go get it checked out.
But go and get it checked out because it's a silent killer, and it's in you for years and years and years and years before you even know. Because that's how long it takes. It could take, and it takes years. It takes years to show because it's so silent. It's a silent killer. It's the most silent killer of men. You know. And they're trying to, and we formed. There's a group in Ellesmere Port, prostate cancer group that I went to, and I've spoken to a couple of guys who got in touch with me because they knew I had it, and I've took our mate over to the group, and another guy got in touch with me because a mate told him that, and he come and he spoke to me, and I told him about what I experienced and all that, and they made their mind up of what they're going to do and how they're going to deal with it. But it's a crucial thing for men to understand that it's not a macho thing. It's not about you being a macho thing or saying don't be macho about stuff like this. It needs checking. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, you know, it's there and it's in here for years and years, and all the signs are there. But if you don't know the symptoms, you're not going to know that it's that. And there could be a number of reasons why you're having all these symptoms. It might even be prostate cancer. It might be something different. But if you go and get it checked, you know.
And they can do that with a little blood test to
start with. The PSA blood test, and that's the thing that kind of saved my life in respect because other than that, I'd have been 10 years in not knowing. And the point of no return. And I mean, there's other treatments you can have. There's loads of different treatments that and there's a toolkit that you get from the hospital that tells you what the treatments are, and you got to decide which one is best for you. The doctors will give you advice to which one. I mean, if it's an aggressive cancer, that's going to kill you, but it's a no-brainer, you know, for you, you know. But in my case, it wasn't aggressive, but it was there, and it was in there, so I had to get it seen to, you know what I mean? And I just wanted to.
No, mate, it's really important, and thanks for sharing, because it's not easy for a lot of people to talk about things that are relevant to their own selves.
I didn't want to, you know, because you don't want to feel like a sob story, you know, blah blah blah. You never want to feel like that, you know, because you know, poor me and this kind of, and it's not, you know, it's not that whatsoever, you know what I mean?
No, but we literally, this is a big part of it, is that we're trying to make it so that we don't feel like that, because everything is relative to each of us, right? It's important. So it's not about that whole, that's very much like that whole thing that we talk about, is that we shouldn't be sat here feeling like, I can't say this because of, or I can't say this because of. Those reasons. And I mean, it's brave for you to be able to sit there and say those things. And it's not about you're trying to get sympathy. It's
I don't want no sympathy of no one.
I know.
You know, that's no chance.
You're trying to share it because you have a good heart.
Because I want any bloke out there who feel, who's listening, who's watching, or who feels that if you need to come and talk to someone about it, you can come and talk to me. You know what I mean? And anything anyone says to me is totally confidential. You know what I mean? So you can come and talk to me. Anyone can get in touch with me anytime.
But this isn't if they want the exam.
No, I'm not anything to do that. I'm just talking.
Just to clarify.
Just to clarify.
But you started that.
I know.
No, mate, really important. Thanks for sharing that. And it's a really, if there's one person, you know, and a lot of, sometimes it's women, isn't it? With their fellas, their partners, and look, you know, go and see the doctor. Yeah,
and it's the same for women, isn't it? My mum died of cancer as well. You know, she was only 54, and you know, she had a cancer of I don't know, something called fibroids. I'm not too clued up in that. But I remember my mum telling me about the pain she was feeling in the side and stuff like that. And I've told her to go and get checked, and she left it too late, and then it happened. So for women out there as well, you know, don't be scared of, you know, checking your breast, your side, or whatever it is, any kind of pain you feel. Go and get checked, because all these things are killers of people, you know, young women, you know, with all kind of stuff. Just go and get it checked out, because cancer. It's just a horrible thing.
It really
is. It's a horrible thing, you know.
I think because we've all, like, we talk about families and stuff, you know, and I think everybody has people that, you know, for me, for example, my nan died of cancer, my dad died of cancer.
Yeah.
The two people in my, you know, in my immediate family, and then I've had other people in my family who've suffered from cancer, stuff kind of. So it's very, it's very common thing,
it's no joke.
We've got to have these conversations, haven't we?
And this all leads into mental, because all this stuff affects your mental. When you hear that word cancer, your mental health plummets straight away. I mean, I don't know. I know mine did. I know, honestly, I was all over the show. You know what I mean? I didn't know what to do. Honestly, I thought that was it. I thought my number was up. I really did. You know what I mean? And that just affects your mind, how you think, and how you see life. You look at life in a different way, and it sounds simple, but when you hear it, when it's to you, and you hear it does affect the state of your mind. Now, you know,
of course.
I'm like, you know, I think I'm scared of flying, but I think I'm a strong bloke. You know what I mean? Mentally, you know what I mean. But what does that mean? What does that mean? A strong bloke mentally? What does it mean? Because we're still fragile. In a way, you know,
of course.
When it comes to certain things, we're still fragile. So you know.
Did you at the time? Did you have somebody to talk through everything, all these thoughts and feelings that you were having? Like, did you have anybody to talk about it with? Yeah.
Well, I say my daughters, you know, and the person I was with at the time. And the group in Esmere Port, that I'm going to sneeze, excuse me.
It's all right.
Yeah, and the group in Esmeport, Calvin Woods.
Yeah.
Calvin Woods is a great bloke. I've not spoken to him for a while, but he was the man who started this group in Esmeport. Yeah. He lives over on the Wirral. Really nice bloke. And the group in Esmeport raised a lot of money for Clatterbridge, and you know.
Oh, okay.
I did a couple stuff and raised money for Clatterbridge towards equipment, yeah. to buy stuff, yeah. To buy equipment for the oncology department. Yeah, you know what I mean? So Calvin was the guy who, when I went over, one of the guys, I'll tell this funny story. You know what I mean? I could tell it. One of the guys was over there. He was talking about the kind of treatment he was doing. I said, it's guys and women and men are there, you know what I mean. My daughters came with me to that group one time as well, you know what I mean, to see what it was all about. Yeah. Because they were obviously they were concerned. And I was talking to one of the guys, and I was struggling with what treatment to take because my head was all over the show. And one of these guys got up and I saw this treatment and I thought, oh, that looks good. So I spoke to this guy. He said, oh, that's what I had. So I spoke to him and his words were, right, he goes, so I went for this treatment called brachytherapy, he said, because he said, I wanted to retain my potency. You know, and although the group was like, everyone had prostate cancer anyway, all the blokes, all the blokes. But although it was, you know, loads of people were at a stage where, you know, nothing could be done, you know what I mean, they were getting treatment and all that, you know, but they were still living a full life and going through treatment and all that. But it was still a fun group of old blokes talking and having a laugh, you know what I mean, on a Saturday morning, you know. And I used to drive over to Esmeport and sit and talk with them, you know what I mean, and it's a great group. And obviously I don't know if the group's still going because I've not been over for a while, because when lockdown came everything stopped, you know what I mean, so but it sounds like it was an absolute lifeline, you know. It was a lifeline. Honestly, it was a lifeline because unless you've experienced it, unless you meet people who experiencing the same thing, it's hard to understand it in your brain, because when that happens to you, you think you're the only one who's going through it. When you tell you, like, you pull back, you get yourself into a situation in the whole way you're scared because you fear that you think that's the end, and you don't know what to do because you've never been in a situation before, so you're scared, and then you think, oh, that's what are you going to do, or what's going to happen, and then you meet people who are going through the same thing, and then they put you at ease in a strange kind of situation, although you're still thinking about yourself. You're looking at these other blokes and thinking, well, they're going through the same thing, so they know what you're going through already because they've been through it, so they can pass their knowledge on to you and put you a little bit at ease. You're still scared because you've still got it in you, but you know that you look at them and you think, well, they've been through it, and they could tell you, you know. It's a feeling that you're not alone, isn't it? Yeah, it's a weird. Someone else is understanding it, and someone else relates to what you're going through. Yeah, it's a very strange feeling, that, because you know, because you can't really you can't tell someone, because you can give someone advice, but you can't tell them what to do, because it's because that's the last thing someone wants to be told, is what to do. I don't know if that's the right, but I know I didn't want to be told what to do. I wanted to have clarity in my own head for my own mental health. You know what I mean? And obviously, you know, when you hear the word mental health, people start probably starting about asylums and people in straight jackets and stuff like that, and all kind of stuff, all this stuff you see on telly and all the crazy stuff you see on telly. But when you think of it, it's there. It's you as a human being. We've all got mental health. Everyone, whether you think it or not, you have. You might think you're the strongest and most machoest bloke in the world, but everyone's got mental health. And if you don't think it now, something will happen in your life where it'll affect. I've seen rugby players and men who played rugby and come and tell you and talk about when they found out that they couldn't play rugby anymore, and they had to stop, and how the big blokes are like 18 stone of pure muscle, and you see them talking, and you could see in the eyes that it's affected them. So it doesn't matter who you are, because mental health doesn't know who you are.
Of course, we all have mental health, don't we? Like we all have physical health, and then sometimes it's a worse state than other times.
Yeah, and I'm not ashamed to say, it's not the time I sat and I cried because I cried, and sometimes I still do. You get that emotional, something you just cry. You don't know where it's come from. You cry, and it happens because, and you know, you go about your daily life, but you still sometimes you're just there because in the back of my mind, all this is still there. I go and get checked about. In the back of my mind, you know, it's still there. And every so often it flares up, and I still think, bloody hell, it's 10 years ago now. I wonder, you know what I mean? I better go. I'll get me blood test done, see, you know, and stuff like that, you know, and then it's always going to be there.
And you've made a lot of differences with what you like, your diet, what you eat, what you drink, how you live.
Yeah, I try to eat as good as I can, you know, but my downfall is what sits. Big fat what sits. I tell you, my downfall. I can't help it. You know, but I try to eat as good as I can, you know. My wife is really good at, you know, to make sure that that I get a good diet, you know what I mean? She's she's very good at looking after me, you know. I
Shout out to wifey.
Yeah. She makes sure I get a good diet, and you know, and it works, you know, because I had to change my diet when I found, because I found out, you know, dairy, you know, loads of stuff. I had to eat loads of omega-3s, you know, stuff like that. You know what I mean? You can find what that, you know, find out, you know. I had to do a lot of research and find stuff that, you know, loads of pomegranates. I'm using loads of pomegranate, you know what I mean, and stuff. You know, drinking loads of pomegranate juice. You know what I mean? I was buying that pomegranate because I went one way, and I mean, I've got no weight to lose. But I remember someone saying, "You look skinny, June. You look thin." I'm skinny. Almost. And when I looked at myself on some of the photos, I was playing a gig. And I said, I mean, my kicks was falling down because, you know what I mean? I was just like, bloody hell, I lost a lot of weight, you know, because that was the stress of it all as well. And, you know, it was a combination of all that, you know, without me realising I was losing weight, you know.
So you, in so many ways, it changed, you had this moment, but it changed your life in so many ways for the positive as well, didn't it?
Well, I just got delved into music. I got delved into I got more into my music, and just started. I told myself I'm going to be self-employed, you know, and so that got me more into my music and playing and doing lots. So that really helped. That helped me mentally, because I was living on my own. A combination of then I was on my own for a while, and that sitting there thinking about stuff, going to, you know what I mean. And I mean, my two daughters were scared. They were scared because they were proper scared. You know. But it's
Would you mind if, before we go on to the last question or two, right? Would you mind if we did that song that we were doing? Because I think it's a really good time to do it.
Oh yeah, well.
And while you were getting ready with that, I just wanted to say about, if you are watching this and you are in the local area, to Frodsham, Runcorn area, on a Thursday night over in Frodsham, from 7ish till 9ish, we have a men's group, and it runs in the barn at the Bears Paw. Bears Paw is a very famous pub in Frodsham. The barn is a building at the side of it. Very comfortable, lovely space there. And it runs from about 7 till 9. Safe space, non-judgmental, very friendly bunch of guys. Please come along, you know, even whatever it is that you're wanting to take from it. Nothing's expected of you. It's totally free to come as well. So we'd love to see you there, definitely for sure. And yeah, so that's that. I've just got to. I wanted to mention about that as well, because we're going to be there this year. Just try and get in there later.
Oh yeah.
And obviously Friday as well, we're in here doing we do a drop-in space Friday from about 12 till 6, and that's for anybody. You can just come in, you can sit and have a brew, you can have a chat, or you can just sit and read a book. We've got books, we've got sketch pads, we've got colouring, we've got music. We do put some nice sleep sounds on, or gong meditation, whatever you want. But yeah, that's Friday, Runcorn Station in the lounge, 12 till 6. So we're going to do this song, aren't we? We're going to try it. So we tried it this morning for the first time, didn't we, mate? And
this could be a total car crash. This.
Oh, don't worry.
But
don't worry. That's what live TV is all about, right? Live TV.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So we've an intro. 2 bars of intro, and then you come here. Yeah.
So this song, we don't own the rights to this song.
Yeah.
It's just fair use of rights apply, just for your enjoyment and our enjoyment.
Yeah.
But I think it fits in with what we're talking about, really. Like,
yeah.
Oh, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But I know I'm gonna change that tune when I'm back on top in June. I said that's life, and as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on a tree. But I don't let it get me down, 'cause this fine old world, it keeps on spinning around. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out, and I know one thing. Each time I find myself flat on my face, I pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life. Oh, I tell you, I can't deny it. I thought of quitting, baby, but my heart ain't gonna buy it. And if I didn't think it was worth one single try, I'd jump right on a big bird and then I'd fly. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out, and I know one thing. Each time I find myself laying flat on my face, I pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life. Oh, that's life, and I can't deny it. Many times I thought of cutting out, but my heart won't buy it. But if there's nothing shaking come this here July, I'm gonna roll myself up.
I'm so key now.
Oh yeah, that's the one. This is the car crash. Oh, that's life. That's life, and I can't deny it. Many times I thought of cutting out, but my heart won't buy it. But if there's nothing shaking come this here July, I'm gonna roll myself up in a big ball and die.
Well, it was live.
Yeah, it was, do you know what? It was really good, and then I forgot that bit because we were going to do like the extra bit.
I think I played those recorder, but
yeah, it's good actually.
It's live.
Yeah, it's live. I enjoyed it. It was good, Bill.
Yeah.
I think maybe we could work on that.
We'll work on that. Yeah, definitely.
We could introduce that into.
It was we definitely introduced that into the
repertoire.
Yeah. I'll get that sorted. I'll have that sorted.
So before, I wanted to ask you last question. But before that, I just want to say about Tributes on the Hill this year.
Oh yeah.
So Tributes on the Hill is music festival, tribute acts festival. You hosted last year, didn't you?
I hosted last year. Yeah, 3 days of hardware.
Right, next one. But anyway, yeah. So It's Good to Talk are going to be there. We're going to have like a drop-in tent, drop-in gazebo there. So that's really looking forward to that, and it's a really good few days of tribute acts, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll be up there. Yeah, I'll be up there again. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might be sleeping in the gazebo tent this year.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
No. Camping is not for me.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it last year.
Yeah.
We did last year. We were fortunate enough to. We looked at it like a little break. So
Yeah.
we did glamping.
Oh yeah.
And we did the glamping up there. And they have the bell tent.
Oh right.
We
Yeah.
got it. Nevaeh was only. What would she been like? She wasn't like 6 months maybe.
Yeah.
So she wasn't very old, but I really enjoyed it. Really, It was a really nice vibe.
Yeah.
Overall. So you were leaving every night and going back home, were you?
Yeah. I like the comfort of my own bed.
Yeah.
I know.
I know what you mean. Everywhere starts to get a bit smelly after a few days.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I know what you mean. So coming back to the question that we had as our last question to guests, really, is what does mental health and well-being mean to you, Junior?
Well, it's just about being, I don't know, say happy in your own skin, if that's the right thing.
Yeah, very much.
If that's the thing to use, and what makes you you.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Not the outside noises of what people are trying to tell you who you are.
Yeah.
I think everyone knows themselves. There's a saying in it that you know. I don't know if it's right, but other people know you. You think you know yourself, blah blah blah. Your parents know you better than you, or whatever it is, because they gave birth to you. But I think you know yourself better than anyone, and you know who you are and what you're capable of, and how you wanna, the kind of person you are, not what you wanna be, because you are. That's the thing. What you wanna be. You just be who you are, and that's it. And as long as you can understand yourself and be happy within yourself and how you are as a person, and happy in your own skin. I think the most thing for you is to be happy in your own skin. I'm very happy in my own skin. In my own being me. I'm very happy. Yeah. There's no one on this planet that would rather be than me. There's no one. Absolutely no zero person that I'd rather be than myself.
I understand that.
That's one of the most honest things someone could say about themselves. I don't want to be Elon Musk. I don't want to be Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates or who's the bloke in Korea. I don't want to be powerful or the president of America. I like being Junior Davis.
Yeah. And that's a lovely thing.
I love myself, and that's not a thing of being saying, what's the word?
You're not being arrogant.
Egotistic or arrogant. No. I'm glad that my mum and dad got together and made me.
Yes. I got that.
That's simple as that.
Me too, mate. Me too.
Simple as that. I'm glad because I think to myself, I couldn't have been anyone else. I just couldn't have been anyone else because I had to be me, because how I think and how I behave is unique to me.
Yes.
So I like who I am. I like what I've got my faults like everyone else. I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? I'm far from it. You know what I mean? But I like. So that's what everyone's gonna be. If you don't love yourself, you've got no chance. And when people say you love yourself, no, you've got to love yourself, because how can you expect other people to like you if you don't like yourself? If you don't love yourself, because that's as that last week that bloke says, he give himself a big hug. You know what I mean? And I'm all for that, because you've got to be like that. You've got to love yourself, because then if you're waiting for someone else to love you, then you're knackered.
100%. I've got to put in there though that. So for a lot of people, when they listen to something like this, and I talk about this a lot, and you've got to love yourself, and you've got to treat yourself like you want someone to treat you, and love yourself like you love someone else, right? But what it is that a lot of people they're not there yet, and I wasn't there for most of my life. So if somebody's watching this and listening, and they're thinking, well, I don't know how to do that. I don't know who myself is. That's another thing.
That's true.
You can learn. Like you can learn yourself. You can learn to understand yourself. You can learn how to get the best out of yourself, and you can learn to love yourself. It is something. If you lack something now, it doesn't mean that you lack that forever.
I think one of the things about as well as human, when you go into life, you meet loads of people. What people have got to get to a place where you can feel happy and satisfied, you've got to kick out the negativity that's in your life. You've got to get rid of the negative people. The people who keep telling you you're not good enough, you will never do this, you never. You got to get rid of them, whether they're friends, whether they're family, or whosoever they are.
Yeah.
The negativity in your life that wants to keep you down and drag you down, and supposed to, you're supposed to know your place, the kind of thing. You got to get rid of that negativity, and until you get rid of them, you're not going to be, you'll never be yourself, because you'll always be living your life to suit other people, because that's what they think you should be. Yeah,
or at least in your, even if it's not physically removing yourself from people, it's removing that in yourself where you are living by someone else's views of you, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, because a lot of people, they wouldn't, because it might be family or whatever. Yeah. So even if you're not physically removing yourself from those people who are negative, know, then you can start to learn to ignore what they're saying.
I was talking to a mate yesterday, right, or Saturday, a good mate of mine. I was talking to him, he rang me, he said, Junior, fancy going for a breakfast? I said, took me for, that's a good deal. He took me for a breakfast.
Yeah, that's a good
got
deal.
Me a big butty and all,
nice.
I was sitting and talking.
Yeah.
I was telling him the same thing. I said, and he's telling me some stuff that was happening over the week, and I said, look mate, I'm not going to name his name or nothing like that. I said, look mate, you've got to get rid of them people. Yeah. You've got to get shut of them, because you'll never get anywhere. I know, because I've been down that road, you know what I mean, where the kind of, and until you start thinking positive and thinking about stuff they want to do for you and to make you happy. Yeah. You can't live your life trying to make other people happy. You got to make yourself happy, and that's not being selfish.
No, you've got to.
There's no selfishness involved here. That's just how things are.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? And the negativity that drags you down. I wrote a song about that, called Negativity, funny enough. Yeah. And I played it and someone said, you should call it positivity, but I call it negativity because that's what I wanted to be. I wanted someone to go, that's, and that's exactly what they do. So until you get rid of that negativity, that's going to keep it down. It's like an anchor, negativity. It's an anchor, it keeps you down. Yeah. So you got to get rid of it, and then, and to make it, to start being you, because everyone's got it in them. Yeah, everyone's got it in them, but you're always outside noises telling you, you can hear the the noises telling you, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. But you just got to do it, just steadfast and go for what you want to believe, whatever it is. If you're a cleaner, if you whatever it is you do, and you're good at doing it, whatever it is, and you want to do it. Don't let anyone say, oh, you can't. Well, that's not good enough for you. Do it. I've cleaned toilets. I've done all the media jobs going, because I was happy doing them jobs, because I wanted to do them, because I wanted stuff to be able to do what I wanted to do music wise. So I was taking all the jobs. Now people thought were dead end jobs. Well, great for me. I was allowing me to do what I wanted to do, because I could get because I knew them jobs. If I went to a job like that, and I'm doing a job, and someone says to me, I'll leave that job and go and get another one, because I didn't want to be controlled. I'm doing this job, and that's what I want to do. If you're going to try and control me, I'm going to find somewhere no one's trying to control me. And that's what I did. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not saying that's a recipe for everyone to do. You know what I mean? But that suited me.
I feel that.
Yeah. So, and people telling you can't do this, or you can't do this, or you can't do that. Take no notice. You do, as long as it's legal. I'm not advocating crime. You know what I mean?
You've got to do what's right for you.
You've got to do what's right for you, and be able to live your life in a way that you see fit, and that's gonna. So mental health is all about you being happy in your own skin, and listen to yourself, and be happy. Look at yourself in the mirror, and think to yourself, is that me? Is that me in that mirror? And if it's not you, find who you are, and I'm getting deep here, like, but I don't know.
That's what we want.
And if you need help, there's help out there. There's help out there to help people.
Yeah, and sometimes it is. Sometimes when it's hard when someone's sitting and they feel like they're so far away from all that. They feel like they're so down on themselves and about their life. But that doesn't have to be forever. No, you can make a choice, and it's not saying that that's going to be easy every day, because it's not. But you find, like you said, when when you are happy with yourself, when you learn to looking in the mirror thing, that was a big one for me.
Yeah,
so going back to 2020, I couldn't really look myself in the mirror through my life, right? And in 2020, I went through a process of it, purposely doing it, and saying that I love you. You know what I mean? And because we have all these learned behaviours, like our brain is, through our life, we learn all these different negative behaviours, don't we? We tell ourselves how crap we are, and we tell ourselves that we should have done this better, and you know, and that's not healthy for us.
No.
Not healthy at all, you know. So I think relearning yourself. I look at it. I talk about it becoming the real me. Yeah. With the real me that's not affected by all the stuff that's not important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So thanks, man. I really love that. We've got a bit under the skin of Judy.
Well, yeah, it was like, you know, I wasn't expecting it, like, you know what I mean, but that's the way it happens, doesn't it? You know, things like that happen, you know.
No, I think that's what I think.
I'm still not a comedian. I'm still not funny to my grandkids, though. You know what I mean? I still can't crack them a joke.
Oh, sugar, what's happening here? Just checking the cameras have gone off. Oh, it's still there.
Right.
Still live.
Yeah. Still live.
Yeah, still live. So thank you very much, Junior, today. Thank you to Avanti. Thank you to Laura, Community Champion, and all the team here at the station for looking after us. We will be, I've told you, any information that you want from anything that we've talked about, please get in touch. You can message, you can comment, you can email us at itsgd2tk, that's it's good to talk @gmail.com. Lots of things coming up this year. If you want to donate us some equipment for our live talk show, please get in touch. We'd love that. Some microphones, things like that. If you want to help out in any way with what we're doing on the drop-in space we're doing here on a Friday, or with the men's group. If you want to come and do a talk to the men's group, please get in touch. You want to come and be a guest on here on a Monday morning, please get in touch. Let's open these conversations up and work to stop the stigma together. Because we can change the world, you know, Junior, one person at a time.
Well, that's the aim.
Have you got any last before you play our theme tune? Have you got any last words that you want to say?
Just have a happy Monday and have a happy week, and let's hope next week the positivity carries on, and we've got, you know, we'll have more to report on. What's been going on?
Well, we should have hopefully have Laura next week. So I guess we talk about Laura every week. We say every thanks to Laura every week. So hopefully Laura will be on Community Champion next Monday. But and hopefully my life will be a little bit more, so that then I can put more.
Did you mention something about not a quote, but you wanted to say something about something a good, was it a good deed or something like you wanted to say?
Oh, right, yeah, so we usually do like a good deed, don't we?
Did you mention something about a good deed?
Well, the good deed was probably what I referred to at the beginning with the guy coming in.
Oh, yeah.
His name was it John, I think? It was John, and I've emailed him. Yeah, so we just sat there and we had a chat, and he said some stuff about what he's, and how he feels about whatever, and then we had a bit of a chat, and then he was just really, really kind. And he said that he'd give us some good hoodies and t-shirts with It's Good to Talk.
That would be brilliant. That would be brilliant.
Fantastic. Because one of the things that we haven't been able to do yet, which I really want to do, is, and we've got a couple of pubs on board, is, and it's Frodsham based, because that's where we were thinking it, but it would work for anywhere really, is that you get together with some pubs, and some staff from the pubs go on a mental health first aid training course, right? So that helps them to be aware of people when they're really struggling, or having like some kind of mental health related issue moment. And a lot of that does happen when people are out drinking, right? And then also mix it between that and volunteers. So you have volunteers who are mental health first aid trained, and you go around with a t-shirt on, It's Good to Talk, and we are here to talk. And you go around in groups, just like, remember in the 90s there was in New York they had Guardian Angels.
I remember the Guardian Angels, Red Berries and all that.
Well, this is like not really that, but in a way that there's volunteers going around to pubs, and then if anyone needs a chat, if anyone needs, you know, that sort of thing. then it's something that I really want to get going. So if there's anything like that, anything that we talk about here that you can help out with, that you're interested in, let us know.
Yeah.
And thanks to John at highvis.co.uk. That was very, very kind. That was awesome.
Yeah.
So and I said to him once, we'll put
So
his name on it as well.
Right. He just wandered in, did he? Was he just
he
was getting the train? Was he?
Yeah, he was getting the train down to Southampton.
That's the thing. Like, this is why. This spot is the best spot to do this. The perfect spot to do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyone coming through. Sees it and comes and stuff like that happen, and it wouldn't happen if he was in a pub.
Exactly.
This is perfect.
It's perfect space.
Exactly. Perfect.
Oh, and don't forget, you come, like I said, come down and see us any Friday, 12 till 6, in the drop-in. But also, if you want to see us, what we're doing live, and you're around here, come and see on a Monday morning. Look through the door window, and we can maybe let you in and have a brew if you're quiet.
You know what? That's the thing, isn't it? It'd be good if a couple of people was to come in, on Monday and sit down, and as long as they people going live,
Well, it was nice when we had the train of thought.
They
were in the background.
They were in the background.
Yeah, and I thought this from the start. I think that naturally we will hopefully get to the point where we do have people in here. So that when we're doing it, it's got that, and we can have a bit of chat.
It's a bit of interaction because it'd be good.
If you've got any ideas as well that you want us to do anything, you've got suggestions for us, feel free to fire away.
Yeah.
So you're going to play us out with the theme tune, aren't you?
The old theme song, yeah.
Yeah. So this was as soon as you finish, I'm going to stop the camera. Okay. So this was us getting on track together. This is me, Nathan. This was Junior.
Yeah.
And we have enjoyed having you with us today, this morning. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Take care and
keep going,
smiling.
keep talking, man.
Keep talking. Keep filling in. Yeah, it's like when you're on the stage and Trib's on the hill. You've got to fill in because the next act isn't quite ready yet. Yeah. Although I did help out at the Christmas festival. I had a taste of it. I was doing the announcing on the stage down in Frodsham for the Christmas festival there, and then I ended up doing a few tracks with
there you go.
With my friend at the end there. He was on his guitar.
Yeah.
So you all ready?
Yeah, I'm all ready, yeah.
Okay, so my name's Nathan. This is Junior. Thanks very much, Junior, for today. Thanks, guys, for watching. Please share this video around. Get in touch with anything you want to get in touch with about. This is Junior's song. This is our theme tune. Please look after yourself. Have a great afternoon. Keep smiling. See you soon.
Cheers. You never know what you got till it's gone. It goes like this. Never know what you got till it's gone, and the memory lingers on. And through it all, you gotta be strong, but sometimes you feel you can't carry on. 'Cause life's supposed to be this way. I'll have tomorrow for today. And the memory lingers on.